Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Arthenex Plays Renowned Explorers. First of all, I want to thank everybody for your continued support of this series, and I will continue to make more of them as long as people continue to support and enjoy and like the videos. And yeah, I've gotten some great feedback from you guys. I really appreciate it. I had one suggestion where one of you guys wants me to do a impossible difficulty playthrough. I'm not opposed to that in general. I would like to do a victory, get a victory on normal difficulty before I can proceed to do impossible. But if we go a couple more series and I don't get a victory, I might do one anyway just to see what it's like. I haven't even tried impossible difficulty on my own yet. Frankly, I've had enough trouble defeating normal difficulty consistently that I haven't been super keen on trying impossible. But in the future, I definitely will look into that for sure. So for this playthrough, I've done a little bit of thinking about it. I would like to try out Kiwi as a captain here. She's probably got the most unique captain ability of any of the different characters. She's got -2 supply capacity off the top, but +1 supplies whenever you enter an area with a nature challenge. So she kind of gets to go to nature challenges for free, but you have fewer supplies overall. So the question is that you need to go to 3 nature challenges per expedition in order to make this work for you. So I'm kind of a little bit skeptical that it's worthwhile, but having never tried it, I think it's definitely worth a try. She's looking at her character sheet here. She's got this loudmouth ability. I have played with her before. This is a pretty useful ability. It's affects everybody around her, and it gets more powerful the more people there are around her. So it's a pretty good AoE devious ability. She's also got pretty decent offensive stats, especially her speech stat is quite good, but she doesn't have any armor, obviously, and she has very low speech, well, not very low, but pretty low speech defense. She really needs grit, is how she is going to take hits. So that makes her kind of a very luck-based character, depending on either she'll just get creamed by an attack or it will just miss because it has grit. So we're going to try her, and then for her partners here, I'm going to go with, I'm going to take a little, I'm going to take Amelia as a healer. She's definitely the most common character I wind up taking in my parties just because Tranquility is so good and it's so useful, and she's got also has really decent defenses, and she's just such a useful character. She finds her way into many of my parties. But anyway, I'm going to take her, and I'm also going to take Bia here. So we're going to go without a speaker. Bia is a good. If we look at Bia, she's got amazing attack power, and she also has this kind of cool unnoticeable attack ability, which does not move us over to aggro. What she's missing is speech defense, but her armor is actually quite good. So, and she has some grit to top it off. So the main thing we're missing here, since we're going to be going to nature challenges, we want nature challenges require survivalists, naturalists, and athletics. We have a naturalist, only a level 1 naturalist, it's true, but we have a naturalist and we have a survivalist. What we're missing is an athlete. So we're going to have to be on the lookout for getting Bia some athlete perks somehow. She can't get them through training. She gets quick thinker. And neither of these two girls, I should say, can get athletics either. So we're going to have to be on the lookout for that. Anyway, so we got a pretty balanced party here. We're not super focused on any one strategy. The other nice thing about Kiwi is she does have Terrify as a full strength ability, and she's got pretty decent speech attack. So if we're in a situation where we don't want to go aggressive, then she has some things she can do. And of course, she has her unnoticeable attack as well, which is good in those situations. And then she can get triple slash, which is, obviously super amazing, depending on what else is going on. Unfortunately, Terrify, they're kind of unlikely to be Terrified because we're not even going to take anybody who has the ability to terrify anybody. So, but that's a level 4 ability. We're probably not going to get that anyway. She could terrify them herself, I suppose, and then do that on the next turn. We'll see. Somehow I doubt it will come to that. Okay, so let's give this a shot. I've really still enjoying playing this game. I haven't played it that much since the last online aired, the one that I recorded, since the last series that I recorded. So you haven't missed much in terms of my progression. I just did a couple of like brief test playthroughs. I didn't even play through them all, just a couple of brief test expeditions. So yeah, I've been kind of busy recording other things that have started going up on the site recently. So take a look out for those. In the meantime, let's get this started. So we're heading for our stone circle here. And as you can see, we're starting with only 5 supplies out of 5. However, and since we can pick up more supplies here, but this is going to give us 3, and we can only carry 5, so there's no point in going here. Here you can see our first nature challenge, so we're going to go here. It's going to cost us the supplies, and then we're going to pick one up, so it's like going here is free. Sometimes you find a natural phenomenon that is worth researching. However, if you approach it incorrectly, the data might be worthless. Wow, that's a significant penalty. -1 resolve. And has naturalist, and wow, this is a really brutal first expedition. I'm going to try it at 65%, but -1 resolve is a brutal penalty, and look at that, we failed. So that's too bad. All right, well, let's head over this way. So we can get 3 study, 3 collect, or -2 supplies to get both. I don't think -2 supplies is worth it. Let's go for the study. And then we'll head... I guess we'll head kind of this way. It'll still be a little bit of a waste of these supplies. But, well... You know what? Let's go up this way. We'll see how many of these places we can go to. Sadly, up closer, the stone doesn't look fancy at all. The crew just waves it away as some common pebble. Emilia, however, thinks there is more to the stone and jots down some information before leaving. Interesting. Okay, let's go... Let's see. We can kind of circle around here. Oh, there's another nature challenge here. So we're going to be able to go to basically this entire island, it looks like. Let's see... So we'll have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll miss out on this top corner. Unless I want to try and... Alright, we'll go this way first then. Let's see just how much of this island we could go to. A group of wolves. Alright, so now we're going to get our first chance to see how effective this party is in combat. We're looking to finish this encounter devious, and of course we can't afford to let anybody get knocked out. Let's see, how much spirit? They have 25 spirit. They're aggressive. I'm thinking... Her speech attack is 28. Hers is 25. Do they have any... They have some speech defense. Alright, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is start out aggressive by... Yeah, having her stab this guy. That will definitely kill it with no armor. So that's going to put us into aggressive. That's going to give devious abilities to us 25% power. Then we can use, let's see, she has 25. Let's see. Oh, that's only 75% speech, so we know that's not going to work. This should work. See, this is next to both of them. Let's go up here. Oh, that doesn't finish them off either. That's disappointing. Well, in that case, we'll do a friendly. Because we want to finish them off with Devious. So we get the extra Devious count on our tracker here. Alright, so then we're going to get an attack, but one wolf isn't going to be able to finish anybody off with one attack. Then let's see, she can make it all the way over here. So let's do a Devious Enrage attack here. That'll put us into Devious. Oh, and it finished him off. Alright, so we got the Devious victory, and yeah, it was pretty effective. The best way to beat such animals is by showing them who's boss. The wolves become intimidated by your presence and flee. The fleeing wolves are followed by crying pups. They make it away safely. Okay, so now we have 3 left. 2, 1, go back up to 2, 1, go back up to 2. Revisitable. Interesting. Well, I'm not super keen on this, so... Yeah, so even though this means going to the last... Well, let's see. If we go up here... 3... Yeah, we can't go directly from here to here. So we would risk running out of supplies. But we should be able to make it back. Alright, I'm going to go around. I'm going to see if we can go to this whole island. Alright, Kiwi recognized that useful minerals might be in the rock. She's curious to see what more is there. The crew is now in a dilemma. Amelia wants to save the plants for research. Kiwi is giddy to see what more there is in the rock. The last time I had this, I did this and it was disappointing. So we're just going to do some research. You decide to save those herbs for the sake of science. Others can now come here and investigate these rarities for themselves. Kiwi is kind of disappointed, however. So... You know, oh, that's a 0, huh? I don't think we can afford to go here. And there's nothing... I mean, we'll miss out on an encounter, which is a little bit annoying, but... so I'm still going to do Archaeologist. Despite... Actually, I'm going to hold off a little bit. Let's go here. Who finds ancient Celtic holio grounds. A very interesting find, as there isn't much known about Celtic mythology yet. Something worth investigating. The site is very interesting. There are runes with rituals to honor Cyrenios, the horned god. Those who fail to perform the ritual properly will be cursed with bad luck, the runes state. You can learn a lot by observing, but Emilia thinks you might learn more by participating in the ritual. Alright, we're going to try this. 81% chance. If we fail, it'll be game over, because we'll lose we'll have 0 resolve left. Alright, well, we did not roll poorly twice in a row. While performing the ritual, Emilia suddenly has an idea on how the Celtic pantheon was structured. With this newfound insight, Emilia also gained a big interest in legends. Emilia vows to read more on mythology and gains the Archaeologist Legends perk. Interesting. So, now she already has this. It's a good thing I waited to do this. I knew there was something that gives you Archaeologist Legends on the first adventure. So now we might as well do this, because since she already has that, there's no point in taking that perk and getting it again. Alright, now we can go here for free, so we might as well do that. The crew arrives at a clearing in the forest. While everyone takes a little break, Kiwi notices that these clovers are different to the ones back in London. You take time to do some research. Alright, so it's going to cost us... We're going to get some penalties here. The Kiwi hears the rambling of another person in the woods. As far as Kiwi knows, there aren't any villages nearby. Who is this person? The crew goes quietly to take a look. It's a university student. She's startled by your sudden appearance, but impressed by your renowned explorer's membership. I'm looking for antiquities of Celtic structures, but I'm interested in all history, Egyptian, Carib, you name it. Maybe I could travel with you and help you with research? Alright, I always wanted to be part of a renowned explorer's entourage. I won't let you down. We'll make amazing discoveries. I just know it. She adds her papers to your research and goes to the airship. Alright, so we got a student. So now Bia loses some armor. Okay. Can't go straight from there to there. I'm going to do it like this. So now we got our supplies. Out of nowhere, in the middle of the forest, a huge cliff stands before you. Such geological rarity often holds some exceptional treasure. Kiwi orders the crew to look around. Crew comes back to make an action plan. Kiwi mentions that there is plenty to find at the foot of the cliff. Maybe a survivalist or athlete will be able to climb the dangerous cliff and look for more specific treasures. Well, she's survivalist. Kiwi goes for it and starts climbing the cliff with limited gear. A very daring endeavor. What is she looking for? If I was up on my treasures, I would know what all of these things are, but I'm not. Let's try for the sapphire. Looking for treasure here might be dangerous, but after a long search, Kiwi finally finds a real treasure worth taking back home. So we got a 38% chance to actually find the sapphire, and we did. +1 study whenever you enter a nature challenge for the first time. Wow, that's combos really well with our group. A remarkable find. Not many can claim to have found something like this in such a strange place. Such a discovery is sure to be appreciated at the renowned explorers. The crew turns its attention back to the big prize on the island, the Druidic Circle. Alright, so now we're back up to 1 supplies because of the nature. So we can go here. This is another weird, colorful stone. It looks as worthless as the other one, but the crew is starting to think there is something up with this stone. Amelia investigates it. Wait a minute, this stone is special. Not in the magical sense of the word, mind you. Amelia figures the stone might have some properties that will aid in wave research. You mine the stone for the lab. Okay, and then we can go here. Nice, you found a grove full of edible berries, vegetables, and clean water. This will allow you to restock some of your supplies. So now we can go 3. On one of these rainy days, you see a feather lying beneath a small tree. The feather is both magnificent and valuable. Wow, we have collected almost no status on this adventure, and tons. Look at all that science. Huh. We're probably not going to be able to afford a specialist when we get back. So I think it's worth going here, even though it's going to mean another penalty. This will be the hidden hoard, and we can get a secret, so we can have at least a little bit of influence when we get back. And then we'll run out of supplies. Thea loses some attack power. But I think that's worth it. The Druidic Circle must be somewhere around. Once you get there, this expedition will come to an end. Onwards. The crew vigorously searches through the dense forest. It doesn't take long before you find it, a standing circle. The ruined main menhir must contain valuable information to study. It will surely skyrocket your reputation at the renowned explorers. However, you hear familiar laughter. Oh no, it's Ribelo. What is he doing here? So who's he going to send after us? He's going to send Amir Akhtar. He's a devious guy. So that's bad news for our fighter. We're going to have to be careful that our fighter doesn't get defeated here, because she has no speech defense. Although she does have a little bit of grit. Alright, so I'm going to start by taking out the minions. We want to be friendly or devious here. That's where we're getting the bonuses. Aggressive is going to give us penalties. Let's see. So they have 20 spirit and no defenses. So we should be able to take them out with a speech attack from anybody. So let's go ahead and start off. She's the only one that can do a solid friendly attack. If we do devious and then friendly attacks will get plus 25% power. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it that way. So we will move you all the way back to here. And you can terrify this guy. You can move back to here and enrage this guy.
Blah, blah.
And you can move up to here and excite this guy. And you have 36 speech defense. So you can take their attacks. Alright. You're probably going to take a bunch of attacks here, but... Saddened, I believe that gives her lower speech, if I'm not mistaken. Terrified, I think, gives her lower attack. Yeah, so she took 3 attacks, but she's got really high speech defense. So she didn't care. Saddened... Yeah, okay, that reduces her speech power. So, but it's still 20. That might still be enough. That is still enough with the plus 25% bonus to take out one of these guys. So let's take out this guy. No, not you. That guy. And now we'll have 30 speech defense on our next turn, which is going to be helpful. So we'll move. See, you have quite a bit of speech defense actually, and you can't even make it to this guy. You could try to impress him, which you might as well do. It's the only attack you have that goes 2, and you missed. Not a big deal. And we'll have you go ahead and enrage and finish this guy off.
Blah, blah.
So we still got the plus 30 speech defense for this turn. So he's going to go straight after the guy that normally has no speech defense, but he missed. But with plus 30 speech defense, even the guy with no speech defense is going to be okay for this turn. All right. So now we'll go after the main guy here. And I'm tempted to impress him to relower his speech defense, but I don't think it's necessary. So we'll move up here. We'll have you terrify him. So that moves us back into Devious. It gives friendly abilities plus 25% power. You know, I'm going to be a little conservative here. Let's use Tranquility. Make sure everybody's topped off. And... because I don't think we could... well, maybe we could have finished that guy off. We probably could have. Probably should have done that first. I didn't realize she was going to do so much damage. Oh well. I still think it's pretty unlikely they finish anybody off this turn. Yeah. So that was fine. So now you can terrify and finish this guy off. Or you can miss, because that guy has a lot of grit, so I didn't really take that into consideration. Maybe Tranquility was the right thing to do after all. So I didn't really take into consideration that he might miss. Alright, so we ended at Devious, which is what we needed to do to impress that guy. That means, I think we get +1 speech. Yeah, +1 speech for everybody. That's pretty good. Rivalo is gone with the main men here. The most interesting and telling scriptures were on it. Suddenly a hooded figure appears on the scene. Alright, it's the Druid. He's going to let us choose what we want. So, what do we want? We have a ton of research already. Let's ask him for a science. Let's ask him for a science treasure. Ah, science, the most noble cause for source. So he gave us 3 more study, and we got the ammonite fossil, which gives us 8 more study. So we are going to have a ton of research. Just an absolute ton of research when we get back. 35 renown. Hardly any gold. Yeah, look at all this research. 33. 135 gold, 127 status. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to afford to get a specialist, but we can afford one purchase of a trinket. And so far, I have to say, her ability was definitely worth it. Okay, let's upgrade Kiwi. We don't need archaeologist. We already have another archaeologist, so we'll keep working on survivalist. Don't really like quick thinker, so we're gonna keep going on tactician. Tactician is not amazing, but I don't really like quick thinker that much. So let's start off by spending our research. We'll grab that for sure. Wow, we can get a lot here. Let's grab this, +1 insight. Unlock that. And unlock this. Now let's take a look at this. So we can get campaign or study from aggressive, or collect from devious. What are we most likely to end? I think we're most likely to end devious. So I would like to get this guy, because I think we are most likely to end devious with this party, even though that's not exactly her strong suit. So we need another 23 status to grab that guy. We get 12 to 18. From an encounter token. So I don't usually do this, but I think there's one of these. Yeah, he can grab us a encounter token by going here. So I think we're going to do that twice, so we can afford to get pick up this guy. Shark Super Sewer. Alright. Then let's go to the shop. So we can get navigation or advanced tools. Does she already have navigation? She already has navigation, so there's no point in getting the compass anyway. So we might as well get her some advanced tools. So we'll give her the monkey wrench, since she's the scientist. And now she has all 3 science abilities. We don't have any speaker abilities, though, which could be problematic. Alright, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. And on the next episode, we're going to head for the Caribbean island this time, because I think for this party, the item shop in New Orleans is going to be really good. So, but that's going to happen in the next episode. So thanks for watching this one, everybody. Hopefully you continue to enjoy this series. I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching, and until then, have a terrific day.